Okay, it is 6 o'clock. I'd like to call the meeting to order. This time, would there be a motion to approve the agenda?
Second.
All those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Okay, at this time, please rise and join with me in the pledge of allegiance.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Okay, at this time, is there anyone here who would like to make a public comment? I'm looking at one. It's a different setup for you. It's a little different on this one. Anybody down there that participates? Is there anyone online that would like to make a public comment at this time? Okay, at this time, I think we're ready for JD, engineer update.
Good evening, JD King, Essex County Engineer. It's a fine day. Still a fine day in the bridge. Start with the engineer update, and then we have several items on the agenda. Senator, we have blades out of the districts. We're going to pull some off the road later because of the drought, or because of the dryness. We did have two overlooking on C Avenue north of 170th Street southwest of Essex there on one of those gravel connector projects. Haul rock with 3 trucks, hauling sand from Shenandoah for the winter season with 1 truck. Guys next week will continue to remove some beaver dams, and we still have some out there, but they're going to move. The excavator crew is going to move to I Avenue north of J20 and do some pipe work there. We can work on the roads and not interfere with the harvest. The district operators going gravels in the northeast, our boom mower run, and the skid steer with the brushing on the front has been down at Shenandoah around the backside there and looking that up. That old road meets 71, and then it'll be moving up to Cohron. The Mack dealer in Omaha is still digging around with that same model truck. It's a bad steering. So they're still sorting that out. We don't want it until it's fixed. The tandem is in the morning, the compact truck has been now moved to paint, and that should be the last thing to occur in the morning. We continue to service trucks for the winter operations. Tires, shoulders, line fixes. Our radio repeater is out in Big Tower by Cherokee Ridge there, and it's been sent away to Motorola. It's down radio for a while, and I've got another 100 ton of salt coming. We're mixing the salt we have with the sand we're hauling in for the mix material. And just as we mentioned this before, a bunch of the winter snowplow crew, a bunch of the guys are going to head over to Greenfield on the 9th of November for some winter training. Last week, Henderson was in doing the patching and repairs on the Stanton Road. we'll work on in the project profile there, you went in the middle, back up another 300 feet, you know, a little bit more. It certainly rides much better. You can still tell where the county line is, because the grade is a little bit different through the stretch there, but progress is made. The next things are all agenda items. One thing that doesn't show up here is next Tuesday on the 8th, there'll be a pre-construction meeting for the bridge on 280th Street in Buchanan Township. That's be a precursor to Robertson Smith construction out of the road to commence work. On the agenda.
What, excuse me, what was that, Tuesday?
Yes, Tuesday.
Thank you.
So the agenda item, we'll take these in order. The award contract for the Essex Bridge was let a couple weeks ago, and there's a resolution for digital signature on the request from ARPA funds for some bridge repair. And then finally, we set a hearing date for a road closure. Meeting. So we'll move right into the contract for the Essex Bridge. Just as a reminder, on the 18th of October, the DOT let the Essex Bridge in Des Moines, and we had 5 bidders. Cohron was apparent oil, and all the things were proper, so they issued a contract. You have the first page there.
This is the sign. That's the resolution about the sign.
The contract would look like this with some highlighted things on it. The contractor and the dollar amount. So a reminder that of this $2.8 million, $1 million of this is funded with the City Bridge Fund, Abatement, Essex. And so that allows us to do this bridge and continue to do other bridges also. So,
Do you remember how old that existing bridge is, JD?
I think that it was built in 37. It's not 100 years old like the Cohron Bridge was, but it's an old bridge.
Well, I make a motion that we approve signing the contract with Cohron for the West Essex Bridge in the amount of $2.857 million. I'll second that.
Okay, been a motion and a second. Is there any more discussion? If not, all those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Okay,
The next item is the resolution to delegate the digital sign authority to your engineer. This is all done on the website out there in Skyline. So they don't ever send us a faithful copy of the contract anymore. It's just up there, and it takes about 10 steps back and forth. This is one of those steps. We've done this before.
yeah, we've been doing it about 2 years plus, I think.
Probably more than that.
Probably three, yeah.
The Norfolk culvert
Yeah, right.
and the Shenandoah bridge.
So what all are you signing? What all are you signing?
Just the contract.
Like you go, we just voted on?
Yes.
So when they quit sending paper, so just, I mean, that's not even an option anymore.
Right, they state on there, you know, we will not send you a paper copy. And we can print off paper copies, but it's our paper, not that.
So you have two options, basically, authorize JD or have the chair of the board sign digital.
And just lie and get it. Then you have to get it.
It's complicated when we do that, because you gotta go through a process of making sure everybody's on that. Yeah.
And then, the chairman changes from year to year.
Right. I make a motion that we approve the resolution 47.
I'll second that.
Yeah.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Now, I do have, we've been working on bridges on dirt roads that have been closed over the last couple of years. And there's still more bridges out there that are closed, that are on dirt roads with low traffic, they're still essential to somebody out there. But, I've got, two bridges with bridge A20, which is also known as the Griffith Bridge. She needs the auditor having space. I think I'll sign on that.
Okay.
And I've got, bids from two bridge contractors. Spending on rates is low at $94,000. We can start in November. Working heavy construction out underneath it at $96,437. They can't get here till the spring. So these are, in both cases, what we're doing to the bridge is the same. We're counting an extra 500 piers. Get the bridge open.
And these both have been closed for how long?
The one at Free's been closed for a couple of years, the one at Griffith's been closed for 5 years.
Prior to closure, do you recall what the traffic counts were on those two bridges?
I don't know if they were listed, they were posted at 3 tons and 5 tons, so,
Not too many.
empty stuff, pick up still process.
No, I tried to figure out what's happening, trimmed off the money we spent so far. And I don't know who's looking at what kind of promise we're spent. I think it's around $500,000 or $600,000 short of what we've done. I think you're filling all in.
Yeah.
What's kind of committed to promise
Yeah.
spent.
So we have about 500,000.
That's what I'm saying. So I'm not against doing this. I'm gonna fix the bridges with the money. I just don't know if we ought to make sure everything flows through. For fear something goes up on some of the other things. Is one thing I don't know about right this minute.
One of the thoughts was maybe to have another one of the department head committee meetings and make sure there's nothing that we're forgetting and make sure that we're, still on track with what we've got planned. And if there's any more changes, the windows have gone up a little bit just to kind of get a finalized update. But I think that half a million is probably maybe a little bit on the light side right now.
When is the deadline again?
Oh,
Kind of set it by the end of 26.
I thought it was 26.
Yeah. I think
So
so,
just as a
committed by the end
commission,
of 24.
yeah, we don't
They
have.
look at that emergency.
Yes.
But so how else, what other ways is there funding this thing? Any other way?
A lot of our local bridge and culvert line.
I even thought about maybe do a percentage of them, let's like do
Well, we could,
a little bit.
I would propose if overall ARPA dollars are concerned, that maybe we could authorize one of the bridges.
I like what I heard you say. I think we need to take a deep breath on the ARPA funds, have the committee reconvene. I'm not opposed to fixing bridges, don't get me wrong, but we still have a bucket of money potentially in that infrastructure act that was passed with billions of dollars, and we've not received any. That's just kind of starting to open up. And I am concerned about knowing exactly what that number is. I think probably I think it'd be a little more than 500.
Yeah,
I don't think it's a great deal. I think we'll, but collectively getting the minds together to funnel the ideas, to bring them. Because a lot of time, I mean, your argument's good. Your argument was good on the or the gravel roads that we extended, but little by little, that fund is going down. And I want to make sure that when the window project is done, we can pay for change orders. And we need an update on this, in my view, in this tuck point. Because I don't know, if I asked the auditor's office today, and she wasn't sure what that contract says. Gene's been kind of managing that, but I don't know if he has a hard fixed contract or if they find things that are more intense if we get a change order. I don't know. But the windows and the tuck point are things that have to be done well. So could your committee meet again?
Sure.
Could I mean soon, because this guy's,
I
you know,
I don't know, JD.
or
Try and get all.
I could cash flow with the secondary road fund, then can I get reimbursed?
What about some of the sales tax money, we'll put that there, that we're not spending on books or something?
Yeah, there may be some options there, but I don't,
don't.
yeah, but I don't think we can make a decision on that tonight. If you need a decision tonight, I don't think it's wise, but I think you're right. Local option sales tax money,
Because we saved several dollars on the books, on
40,000.
the windows that we were putting in.
Hard funded from multiple directions. When this committee gets together, all these ideas funnel, I'd like to know when I'd like to be a part of that, to hear what all these things are. You know, that's
What all the ideas are.
just what's coming on all these things are that are happening. With all the different areas. But if they like to know, just talk to us about it here.
But I think that while these two bridges are important to some people, I think it's really important that we try to spend the money for the most people that we can. You know, I think putting in the windows and the tuck point are two great examples of saving tax dollars, digitizing the books, save local option tax dollars for the next 10 years. You know, the boat ramp was maybe controversial, but the boat ramp, we were spending $6,000 or $7,000 a year to repair it. We won't have to do that, and it should last 3 years. And a lot of people use that more than the traffic count on those bridges.
Road is more important than boat ramp. Recreation is not important as getting to the road.
Well, I'd argue that, Jacob.
I figured the concrete that boat ramp, I'm gonna look at about $2,500 of concrete instead of $7,000 boat ramp, so. I'm for about concrete, so that boat ramp, I did not realize, I've not been there that many times, that there is no gas powered boats that can use that ramp. So this is for electric powered trolling motor for a $70,000 ramp, so yeah, I don't know what the boat ramp is. In my opinion, the bridge is a better boat ramp. By far, but we don't want to spend all the money too quick. We gotta make sure we don't spend it all or not. So I don't want to.
So
As far as our bridges,
is there a board of ARPA if I fund this with secondary road dollars?
I would, if you have an expectation of getting reimbursed from ARPA, I don't think we can commit ARPA funds to it
Okay.
at this point. Maybe.
Right, but
How is your budget looking so far with those secondary roads funds? Where do you feel you're at?
well, if we do the bridge, then we'll lose.
Yeah. Have you got,
Is there any other option on the bridge? Any other option?
Well, the infrastructure money, I can't sell that bridge.
It doesn't.
Right.
Because
But you can free up other funds.
True. Like the city.
That's 100,000 bridge basically. The fix of this would be for 40 tons, a semi.
Well, the green bridge is all wood, the river bridge has steel in it, steel beams in it. So I need to hedge that on the green bridge.
So the green one would be what like that? You know.
I don't. So when might this committee be able to meet?
put out word that possibly next week, but I don't think it'll be before, June night before. We might be able to meet before the next meeting.
Now, if they have all the stuff, they bid this, they bid it, so they know what it is.
Correct.
Things can change, prices go up on materials, I understand, or whatever down. If this is a spring thing, that isn't the end of the world, that, what does that hurt? I'd like to have that, I don't know how to pay for it.
Well, I like to get, I'll have to get that sooner than later if you want to start it.
Well, let's just talk about using railroad cars and do those other options we were talking about earlier, we talked about the same bridges, or at least the ones on spring. Where was that money gonna come from, the 50,000? Was it gonna come from our?
That's
From your budget.
from secondary road.
That's what I was thinking, cost share, like, so much for this, so much for the budget. Make it happen.
So, you know, we can we have a committee meeting next week?
I can sure try.
But here's saying what I want you to focus on, please. The infrastructure money will come in buckets, and it will be, you know, when we started the ARPA funds, bridges and roads weren't a consideration. You couldn't do them. I mean, it was prohibited. Now they've loosened it up, and we're kind of down on the tail end. I want to make sure that we have non-bridge and road things all covered, because you should have access down the next few years to free up regular secondary roads budgets. Yeah, I know they won't pay for those bridges, but there should be more money floating.
Money is fungible.
Yeah.
Right.
Are they acting like that's gonna happen, it'd be great, there's gonna be money for roads coming?
Well, it's my understanding, I mean, it was allocated by Congress. The state has control of it now, so who knows how it'll get disseminated. Is that correct? Did I say that right, Jenny?
Right, the state has a big bunch of it. There's also discretionary grants, and we put in for those, but the other Essex bridge, the one on the pavement north of town, we put that in.
We got in late, number one on that one, I think. We got in late on that one, and probably it wasn't our best effort. I mean, just because of all that was going on, it was kind of thrown together in my.
So that was earmarked. That was earmarked.
That was different.
And I don't think we did fine.
Well, I didn't mean that.
I mean,
we
we
said a deadline that came up that was really close. And when Axie's office reached out to see whether we were gonna apply or not apply, we didn't have a whole lot of time and maybe not as much thought as we wanted. Now, probably got that anyway, I don't think it hurts.
I'll send out another niagara in the morning early and it's all the committee people and see if we can get a meeting and get everybody updated and see where we want to go.
Okay, thank you. So the last agenda item that I have is a set of public hearing. I received from a couple of landowners request to close the road. It's currently a dead-end road.
I just want to close it to
In March of 2013, there's record in the recorder's office of the closure of the solid black line.
Okay.
Shown on the sketch.
Right.
The dotted black line, we just have to pass that down the road.
Get ready.
The dotted black line is what they're proposing to go to now. So basically, we had a road that served as their drive, and now they're taking over part of the road where they own both sides of it. And it needs a public hearing to have the road closed.
And so the names there are the affected landowners?
Yes.
There's
The
no-
requested land,
Okay.
they've done the
They
request.
made the request.
So we need to have a public hearing for it, and I'm recommending the 22nd of November, 8:45.
Is there anybody else, there'd be nobody else affected because the road isn't.
Correct,
continued, so-
part of it's closed already.
Okay.
So So I have notifications to make, be certified mail to the landowners and the adjoining neighbors and the board of supervisors and the utilities and various people, so that's why it's put out at the 22nd. To allow us to do the mailings that we need.
I make a motion to set the public hearing for resolution 48, public hearing November 22nd at 8:45 a.m.
I'll second that.
The motion and second, all those in favor?
Aye.
We want me to sign these, and this is just one person.
Yes. See what your math I can do.
You want it or you want me? Me? No? I gave it right there.
I have the same one.
You want it too? That was on 1045th Street. Oh, sorry. There you go.
I'll let you say I was there. I'll give you to this one. This one for others.
Anything else for me?
I rode out on Stanton Road today, and I would agree it's much improved at the county line. I couldn't pop a wheelie on the motor scooter. I tried.
Well, you need a bigger flag.
More power. But, and then, the patchwork, it's more noticeable than it is in some areas, but if that protects the integrity of the road and Henningsen milled that down and got a better mix of asphalt on top of it.
Right now, it's darker, it hasn't also been
Right.
so that's.
Did that all come out like you thought it should? Did it go down right?
So, thank you.
Okay, thanks, J.D. Yeah, that's just a copy, Jacob, for, them having the books. So she, go ahead and sign it, and we'll give it to them. Okay, next item up is to discuss, approve tax abatement for 1213 and 1215 West Valley Avenue, City of Shenandoah, Resolution 49-2022.
The creator now.
It's
Boys.
it's Hartsburg.
Yeah. Full trees, bushes.
Oh, that's the wrong one.
That's the next one. I make a motion to approve the tax abatement request for 1215 and 1215 West Valley Avenue in Shenandoah.
I'll second that.
A motion and a second to approve the tax abatement for those two properties in Shenandoah. All the paperwork has been done and filled out by the city and by our treasurer, so, all those in favor?
Aye.
Okay. I'll sign this and pass this down, and we'll keep it together. That's all the paperwork goes back up to the auditor's table. Okay. Go through all that, and we'll go to the board communication.
Just that one page.
Yes, yeah, all the rest is just paperwork regarding the project. board communication. Oh, did I miss one?
Yes.
Oh, the big one. Yes. Shotgun, I don't see anything about Jacob and I using
Blue ink,
Yeah,
yeah.
I got that put in.
first time ever.
Yeah,
I'm shocked.
gotta get it going, the hills gets some.
Yeah.
Good.
Okay, board communications, go ahead. I didn't have any.
Let's see, had a DCAT and CPPC meeting today. There's probably more to come. We kind of got a glimpse of some changes with the DHS and the DCAT funding from Tom Bushka from the DHS. You know, not only is DHS bringing in public health, but the Department of Aging, so the umbrella continues to grow, and they're doing some major reorganization. We did learn that the carryover funds in the DCAT budget are probably not going to be carried forward, which will have some negative impact on the schools in our region. But hopefully, CPC funds will be able to make up part of that. But again, it's early, not in detail. We won't meet again until February, I believe, it's February 1. And then, let's see, the only other thing was Jill Harvey started yesterday, our new ENA director. She's off to a great start, I think.
Jill Harvey. Right?
Jill Harvey, yeah.
In her office, in Essex.
Yes, in the same spot, she shared space with the secretary. And she's been out and about, she's got a meeting, got some sort of a drill at the Clarendon School tomorrow. She's going to participate in with public health. She met Dr. Nelson in Shenandoah and here in Florida. We toured yesterday all the tower sites where radio towers and generators live. And she's excited, trying to get her family moved here as soon as she can. And hoping that, you know, I think she's going to be good.
Back to the DHS question for you. How soon, they've been talking about this now for over probably a year of combined public health going into, under the umbrella, so to speak, even more so. Are they getting closer?
Well, that'd be a public health question, because, you know, in our DCAT meeting, we did, other than mention the public health under the umbrella. I don't know what the rollout is for it. We probably should get Richard. I think that, you know, their board meets again soon. They'll have an MOU for us in regard to allowing them to utilize the opioid funds that we designed. And I think Carl has kind of drafted something for them. Their last board meeting got postponed because of not a quorum. And I'm not sure when they meet again, but as soon as they do, they'll have an MOU. And then maybe a question.
Okay.
I think there's still more questions and answers.
I just was wondering if at some point in time will the DHS need to move and coordinate that office in with here, and where that building will need to be utilized more, like with Zion Recovery ever moved from Shenandoah to Corinda?
No, because they already had
one
here
here.
out of NIHI.
Okay.
So that Shenandoah office is important,
Right.
So plus
Where is DHS right now?
it's in the West.
West.
Oh,
would be.
They have a smaller,
So
less,
there's two things that are designed.
yeah, and then Veterans Administration. Okay. How did your jail meeting?
Went good, worked on locations again. And he's gonna put together some, drawings and figures based on what we have at this time, and what I think is feasible. There's a couple options down the farm. Currently, that is the only viable thing we have right now. The figures don't be tracked off of that, but that is where it is right now. He's gonna run some figures on that. Some other ideas for different places, different locations around here. And all of them have obstacles with grade and the utilities. We kept trying to, we wanted more than one, but to shoot for this. It's still something that there's some better options out there, and it's not the wrong time to look at, you know, so they're taking what we have and looking at this south portion. There's about 10 acres. If you go, I think it goes back to the hospital list, all the way up to where Horseman says 71. There's two, come down where the house was, the driveway.
Right.
There's basically 2 5-acre lots there. It's 10 acres.
Will that be enough?
Well, 5 acres of this, it'll be plenty to build off. If you build the whole thing, everybody can join in and be big enough. So the front 5 acres, I think would be best to save it for some future, something profitable.
Right.
You can slide back and not hurt anything, don't use the same driveway, it could be just one lot back. So there's 2 basic lots, big, nice, buildable lots there. That's one idea. Another idea is around the back of the hospital, like on the street, right side. Yeah, the land comes up there too, that's another option. Nobody really wants to sell land. They're thinking of land ideas, people can start to find new land that's suitable that people want to sell.
There's one on the west side, they said no.
Yeah.
Has a committee entertained the thought of building space or reserving space for ICE or federal prisoners?
I don't know, that'd be something to talk about. I think, I can't remember back whenever we were doing all those different people that was kind of talking about.
We talked about it, but we.
Increase size a little bit, I can't remember the figures on that, because there's always tons of them.
Yeah.
I don't remember the pros and cons, I don't remember.
Because you might check with Fremont County, I think they're housing some federal prisoners, and it's a reasonably, I could be wrong, reasonably good income stream.
I know up north, I'm trying to think it's around Jefferson or Esterville, some friends that they're involved, and they do that. They said
It's worth
they saved their system because it brought in so much revenue, a lot more risk, but a lot of revenue. So,
But the argument is, if you're building a state-of-the-art facility,
You should be able to-
maintaining
We're gonna
federal.
do it most of the time. We had a juvenile detention up there, we don't do a federal judge, it almost never happened. But there was something I remember last year, that they wanted to, a long time ago, they did do it once. It was all fine, I forget, there's a few dollars, not very many dollars a year, that we put towards thinking about that or whatever. But they said it's the thing they wanted to spend such a crazy amount of money, the federal government is on, I think it was their healthcare and dental and things like that, something wild, they wanted us to have on call. It's gonna cost thousands and thousands of dollars, so we said, you don't need to do this hardly ever, it's too expensive, so we offered this to say, we won't be open to that, like, we're not even gonna accept it. And then they sent a letter, that it's okay, we still want you to do this, they didn't want us to spend all the money, so. And I can't remember what he said, it'd be interesting to hear the options, if there was a way to safely make money without paying for this.
And I'll give you a heads up, I told him to call you, somebody was interested in knowing the particulars on the rental on the land.
That's, yeah, it's this coming fall, it'll be up for rent.
In 23.
The season of, 23 season will be different.
Oh.
But then it will be up for rent, probably a 3-year deal, just like, gas, whatever we decide.
Do you know, is it limited to Page County residents?
I don't remember what that contract says, I do not remember.
Well,
It's a contract I have, I think an email form, I can email somebody.
well, they'll give you a call, I'm sure.
And we're gonna have landfill meeting, like NASDAQ, here this Thursday.
Oh, sorry.
I thought you were
First Thursday,
first.
first Thursday of the month.
Okay.
That alarm clock, remind me which Thursday, which Wednesday, that's the first.
Yeah.
At 5.
Yeah, you know what day it is.
And the email that came through from Turnkey about it was a file, and I tried to open it, and I couldn't do it on my phone, on my computer. It was the one about I'm trying to think how it was. It was about our drainage ditches.
Oh.
Did you see that? And you could read the email, but I could not get into the files.
Yeah, I saw the email, and I'll be honest with you, I saw it and didn't have time, and then I forgot about it.
I didn't know.
Which one's the one with Shan or?
No, well, I don't.
It was a pipeline question.
Yeah, and I'm gonna guess it would be probably all the drainage ditches that are listed in Big County, but I could not get it to open or share. It came from Ann.
And trying to find it. It came yesterday, and,
Yeah. It was about the shape files, it's about, and she sent it on to Carl, and,
yesterday afternoon, late.
yeah,
So, yeah, she sent the Carl, but let's see if I can open the file, I forgot to.
yeah.
Sure. Well, it's a zip file, so if you get
Yeah.
on your laptop.
It would not,
You could undo.
no, it had so many different, 3-digit or 3-letter file names, and none of them would open on my computer.
Maybe it's a terrorist attack.
I would say, Chuck, if you want to on your computer, if you want to try, and then if you can pull up something, maybe send it over to us, so we,
Okay, I'll give it a shot.
and that'd be fun.
Is that a safe file?
Pardon?
A safe file?
Well, it comes.
You want me to send it to you? Yes, yes, I'm guessing it's GIS stuff. Yeah, okay, you want me to send it to you?
Yeah.
Okay, and then maybe you can,
Set up
yeah.
the data.
Don't send me, you know how to use that.
Well, sure, help. I just sent it to you. And then there was an email about, I'm trying to think, anything else I got there, I was curious about. If you guys oh, tax abatement from Tim Blank. Tim has in the past found pieces of property that are sitting that he's interested in purchasing because they haven't been paid for, and
Is it along the Wabash Trace? I glanced at that.
you know, I couldn't find it. I tried, I was either typing the numbers in wrong or something when I was there.
See, Angie sent that over.
No, it came from Ann Iverson today at 2:35.
Well, see, does it, how much land over?
It,
3 acres or something.
is it that much? I couldn't.
I thought so. Tax abatement, okay, it was. Yeah, 3.04.
Yeah.
Where's that?
Well,
That's the part I couldn't figure out, and I just kept trying the parcel number and I couldn't get it typed in right.
can you, bring up Beacon, Corey?
Yeah. Then I can read your parcel number.
Or he can just,
East north of Lake, I've been asking all those about, I wonder what the deal is with them.
And I didn't know if we could get that on the agenda for him, or if he needs to request it or what.
yeah, I mean, I'm just curious about what he saw, he thought about.
Remember the last time we had one that was bordered by a creek and by other farmers, so that one we didn't go with.
Oh,
Yeah, that was probably right when you first came aboard, I bet. Maybe that was even before
I
that.
don't know.
It's been, that was the last one we asked about.
I don't know.
I don't know either, but he's 2 or 3 times in the past, he's wanted to.
He wants the taxes removed on it?
No, he wants to purchase it.
Or-
He wants to buy it. The problem is, one was, there was no way to get to it without, well, we're coming up the creek. You know, he had to come up to Nishnabotna, I think, to get to it, which we didn't feel was probably a very good choice. So, yeah, right now it wouldn't be bad, wouldn't you?
So if you didn't get that email.
I probably did, I just tried to look at it. I didn't look at it.
Yeah, Corey, if you
Yeah, if you,
ask him again.
are you,
That's it. Is that Iowa Land Records document, that look different than
It-
we had? That was a
I
weird-
don't know what was on it.
Why wouldn't they go to a tax sale? Would it go to a tax sale?
Well,
that's a good question, I don't know.
it may be one of those that nobody else has wanted because of its location, or nobody around them wanted it. I don't know what it was on, I've never seen that.
Corey, no pressure if you can't find it. We'll move on.
It's okay.
Yeah, I can do it at home. Yeah, if it's above your pay grade too far, I'll reach out.
Buchanan Township. Abandoned railroad,
Oh,
so yeah, it's on the
Trace?
They already have a shed.
Yeah.
we've heard of it.
Do a view map, For the highlights and shit.
Up in the banner, the map.
The red area, yeah.
So there it is.
So it's a strip in the middle.
Yeah.
Where is it?
And,
So that's a creek on the south side.
yeah,
So you have the same issue of access.
yeah. Who's on the
Splits
right?
two farms. It splits those two.
Yeah,
farms.
right.
Yeah,
Makes more sense.
Who's on the right, left?
They just sold your house on those, even though they.
Okay.
Here in Kirkland.
And left, and left, they own a lot of land down there.
Just wants that, who has those skinny pieces up, but they've already split. I bet those two landowners up there split that, see, right above.
Yeah, the one right north of it.
Yeah, I bet that goes each way, so.
Yep,
Kirkland?
yeah, same one, yeah.
I wonder why they wouldn't split that.
Well, they'd have to come in and have a bunch surveyed.
Probably have never worried about doing it.
If you had a survey, it could, if I cost more than those words, then you let it go. It just stays where it is.
So why would you, I mean, just curious, why would you buy something?
Look at it here.
You're a landowner, you're like,
Yeah, $26,000 an acre, that's a lot of value.
well,
I guess we'll see.
why don't we ask Andy if it's gonna tax sale, and then get it on the agenda next week. Or 2 weeks. Okay. Thank you.
Okay. Approved claims? Thanks, Corey.
Yeah, so,
I'll second
Okay, all those in favor?
aye.
Aye. And minutes?
They just look good. Very good. I'd make a motion to approve minutes.
that. I'll second that.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Jacob?
I'll make a motion to adjourn.
Okay,
Taco time.
Taco.
taco time, go feed those munchkins.